We went to the Hey Monday concert last night. Here's our story.
Tell them the bands that were there.
Hey Monday, This Providence, Stereo Skyline, The Bigger Lights, Friday Night Boys. This was at this place called Jackrabbits, and it's downtown, and it's just like this building. And it was not a problem getting there, it was good. Parking was a problem. There's no parking. We didn't know where to park, and so I thought it was like a normal place, and there'd be parking behind it. Drive in behind. And the bands are just back there chilling, so we figure out there's not a parking lot back there.
And guess who starts screaming her head off?
This one. But the windows are rolled up that time.
But I went like this and Cassie waved.
It's this parking lot across the street, and it seems pretty desolate and sketchy.
We parked there, and then Betha goes, "Do you want to go back? Do you want to go back over there?" Me and Sarah, we're like, "Yeah!"
So we drive back.
So I said, "Ask them." And the windows roll down and they're looking at us. And Elizabeth says, "Ask them what?" We've never discussed this before. I said, "Where park?" She goes, "Oh, okay. Do y'all know where we park?" I was like, "Okay."
And the guy, and one of the people goes, "You can park beside me." And I was like, I don't know if we should park beside. So the other girl says you can park at some Quickie Mart that was like across the street.
And then I didn't know the window was still down, and I was like, "Are we allowed to chill with you?" Or so I said, "Can we sit with you?" And then they laughed.
So we ended up parking across the street at this like parallel parking place. So we park, and then some guy from This Providence comes out. He has like acoustic sets. We're like, let's go see what band's doing acoustic.
No, she didn't think so, and I knew that it was some famous band it was gonna play, and she didn't believe me. And so then she's afraid to walk back there, so I'm all go back there, and I'm like, there's nothing here. But surprise, surprise, there's two guys holding their instrument. It says This Providence on it, and in their face I said, "There's nothing there."
We go and watch them. There's not very many people there. There's like 10 or like 15 people back there. First they played Let Down, and then they played Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, and then
they were like, "Any request?"
And I was like, "Road to Jericho!"
And then they said we could play that, and then he said, "What about Sand in Your Shoes?"
And no one said anything.
And then Betha said, "I know that one!" And then he said,
"One person knows it."
So let's play it.
So they played it, and I was the only one singing. And I knew the secret verse too, but I didn't want to sing that one because I thought it might sound kind of creepy.
But I thought it would be cool. And then after that, they let us take pictures with them. Betha was being really weird, and she's taking the picture for me. And I was all like, "You want to get in the picture?" And you were like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "She says she wants to get in the picture, but then she takes it. I don't understand."
And then we go inside, and yeah, The Bigger Lights comes on. But we went in there, we got our merch first. Sarah's wearing the one,
I'm wearing
same one
mine.
that I got, this Providence shirt. And then it was Stereo Skyline, which did sound like the Jonas Brothers.
Wow.
There's these girls, and they're just like jumping around like crazy. You know, if they were the Jonas Brothers up there, they would go like, "That's so cool." But because it was Stereo Skyline, it was so awesome.
I think they would like the Jonas Brothers if you didn't tell them it was the Jonas Brothers.
And then those two girls were like, "Excuse me, I want to get to the front." And so I thought they had friends, right? And they just cut me off. I was so pissed. I was about to like tell them to move.
But then they left. There were some girls that tried to cut in front of us again. But they're like 11 years old, trying to get up in front just for Hey Monday. Hello, have you never been to a concert before? You can't just go from the back to the front just like that. No one's gonna let you through, you dumb person. So I didn't let them through.
These two girls next to me, they had like long black hair and they were all seen, I guess. They were annoying me because they wouldn't even.
They would just
weren't
like this
singing
the whole time,
or dancing or moving. They just stood there.
They were
It
like
was
this
so
the whole
annoying.
time. And they were smoking. They were like so cool smoking.
Ew, oh yeah, they would like.
I think she wasn't old enough to smoke.
She
anyway.
wasn't old enough to smoke.
But she had her cigarette and she was like, and I am old enough to smoke, so I mean, it's not cool to me. She thought she was so cool because she was smoking, and I was like, oh. You're sickening. Okay. No one else was smoking, but still my shirt ended up smelling like cigarette smoke.
Mine
somehow.
too.
This Providence came on, which I was there to see, and they were good. Cassidy came and sang with us.
Oh yeah, she sang that song, "Waste Myself for You."
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even know anything was happening, and then I looked up and there was Cassidy there, because I think I was spacing out for that.
You know how bands throw water bottles in the audience? You usually catch it. They threw it, and they just washed it on the ground like it was a bomb or something. So I picked it up, and then I'm like, after the sun, I'm like, I caught water, and basically goes, it's hot. It's like
so
this
hot.
much, and it's disgusting. But I'm saving it because his mouth is on it.
but it was like it was like this much full when they threw it, like all the way up here, but the cap was off, so we threw it, all the water came out, so I just drank what was left. It was hot. I mean, then Hey Monday came on.
And we did the
And
wall
they
of fire. Like,
Death.
boom! And I got it on film!
You know the thing where there's two lines only, and it's like 10 meters apart, only this one was like a foot. And we just ran into each other. But during Josie, they passed out these cups. Like during the chorus, you throw it.
I threw mine up in the air. And it fell like
They were a ton
Did
on
you
the
see
floor.
one hit Cassian right in the head? I bought the Let's Make a Mess Tour Summer Survival Kit, adult glasses, Hold On Tight Beach Ball, Arizona Sunscreen, Hurricane Street Poncho, How You Love Me Now, Big Ball, and their CD. That is what was in the kit. And they did crowd surfers from other bands.
There was a little boy, and his dad made him go up on the crowd surfers, and he was crowd surfing. He was like 11. He fell right in front of us, and I was like, oh no, he's falling, because the people in front of us, you know, those people that were like this the whole time, they just looked at him, and they didn't even try to hold him, and they're big, they could have held him up. This is a little kid. I'm holding him up by his shirt, and I'm like, I'm going to rip his shirt, but I don't want him to fall head first on the ground. So he falls down. The two people are just looking at him. I'm like, are you going to help him up? So I reach down and pull him up. And then I'm like, are you alright? And he's like, yeah, that was awesome. And he runs back to his dad.
People from other bands like this, Providence and Stereo Skyline, they start crowd surfing. But they're really big. So I couldn't do it. So we failed.
Well, one of them got to the front.
And then some guy with huge gauges caught
so
him. But then, after that, they throw drumsticks.
And so I turn around, and Sarah has a drumstick in her hand. And I'm like, oh, you caught a drumstick. And then I turn the other way, and she's holding a drumstick in her hand. And I was like, you guys caught both of the drumsticks. I didn't catch anything.
I poked a girl in the eye to get this.
Apparently, this Providence threw a pick right at me, and I just wasn't paying attention.
So after that, we went outside. To get water and get our stuff inside. So I don't know for how long we've been outside, and we're afraid to go back in because we think we're not allowed to go in. So I walk around the corner to see if the bands are there, and Nathan offers to. I don't want to. We're all gonna die. You're gonna get raped. Okay. So I go back there. Yeah. I go back there, and I'm like, the band's not there. But it wasn't the bands, it was a freaky guy. And finally, we went back inside.
And everyone was out there. Alex?
From the Friday Night Boys. Okay, I think he was a little...
Oh, he was definitely wasted.
Or like...
That guy. He came on stage, and his eyes were like bloodshot.
So I meet him, and I'm all like, hi, can I get a picture with you? He's like, yeah, what's your name? And I'm like, Marcella. And he's like, that's a cool name. He was like, nice to meet you, and then he gave me a hug. So we came back with our signed stuff, and I was like, hi. And he was like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, actually, this is for my friend. Can you write to Logan on it? And he was like, yeah, sure, what's your name? And I was like, Marcella. And he was like, oh, we just met. And I was like, yeah, and he gave me another hug.
This Providence, we stole their posters that were hanging up.
Somehow, I stole 2, but we came out with 3.
Right there, there were only 2 guys from this Providence out there.
This is all folded, and the lead singer was like, why would I have to sign a folded piece of paper? And I was like, it's her fault. And you see how it says M-A-R-C capital? He didn't know how to spell my name, and he was all like, M-A-R, wait, how do you spell it? No, M-A-R-C, and he assumed there was an H, and then I told him E, and there's no H, and he was like, well, now your name has a capital E in it. And I was like, yay!
I found this thing on the ground. It's their, backstage pass.
Found a guitar pick of Mike's guitar pick from Hey Monday, and he signed it for me, and that means that yes, I met everyone from Hey Monday minus Elliot because he didn't come out because he's late.
And this is their CD. It got signed for people.
And then I dropped my CD on the ground in front of Jersey, and I was like, oh my god, I dropped my CD, I'm so sorry. And he was like, it's okay. And then I dropped this because my hands were full. And I was like, oh my god. And he was like, I got it for you this time. Wink. Yeah, he
You didn't
winked.
show that you got your drumstick signed.
There's Alex's and Cassidy's and J Money. Because he said it was too long.
We talked to Cassidy for 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, and Lisa was all, I have to say, I came here for this Providence, but you guys were awesome. You guys rocked. I mean, I didn't expect it to be that good. You guys had an awesome concert. And Cassie was like this, oh my god, that's so sweet. 5 people touch this marker. I'm never throwing it away.
Be asking myself why you should be begging for forgiveness at my feet.